Happy Sunday, friends. It's your girl, Xaviera. I figured I would come on for a little bit and talk about some of the stories going on in entertainment and celebrity news this weekend. I hope you all have been having a great weekend. The weekend is coming to a close, but there's some things that we need to talk about. What's going on with Janet Jackson? Janet, this thing is getting more embarrassing by the moment. So it was I think it was yesterday, a story came out. Janet Jackson did this interview with The Guardian where she said she heard it through the grapevine. She heard that Kamala Harris was not black. This thing even threw the interviewer for a loop, because he basically was asking Janet how she felt about the United States being on the verge of possibly voting in the first black female president. And Janet was like, who black? Girl, it's the pleasure principle of it all. You got to stand on something, Janet. Like, if you don't know, it's okay to say you don't know. It is. You could have said, I'm just really digesting that in my spirit, and I'm thinking about it and just taking it all in. That's it right there. Just tell people you're taking it all in. I'm just taking it all in and just seeing how it's going to play out. Janet, you look that man or that woman, whoever wrote the article, because I did not get their name, and forgive me for that. But you looked them people in the face and said, who black? Black. Not even black. Black. Who black? Because I heard that she wasn't black. I heard her daddy was white. Like, Janet, are you serious right now? Janet, did you look at your last family photo? Has anyone ever told you not to judge a book by the cover? Because, baby, the bookshelf in the Jackson family, now I ain't here to be disrespectful. I'm not. I'm coming with all love and respect. But what I'm saying is, did you look at the bookshelf of the Jackson family tree? If we gonna judge books by covers. And the thing is, like, Janet Jackson got every right to say what she want to say. Let's set the bar right there. Sis got a right to say whatever she want to say. Just like I'm sitting up here saying whatever I got to say and people don't care. You can either care or you don't care. It's indifferent to me. But when you know your words hold weight, let's be a little bit, let's just be, what is it, demure? Let's be mindful. Let's be all those things when you know that your words carry weight. And then you over in another country talking crazy about us. Janet, Miss Jackson, if you nasty, you in another country talking crazy about us. Like, are we not going to stand on business nowhere, anywhere in this equation? Sis, Penny, Charlene, Janet. So then she says the things, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I can't be losing sleep over what other people say. Okay? Y'all just need to stop asking entertainers important questions. Like, that's how we can nip all that in the bud. Stop asking Kodak Black who he thinks should be in office. Let's stop asking entertainers important questions. Let's ask them, girl, who you want to work with in the studio? Who's your dream collaboration? Let's ask them stuff like that. What posters did you have on your wall as a child? Did you have Ralph Macchio on your wall too? Because, baby, the Karate Kid was everything to me. Those are the type of questions that you need to be asking entertainers. And I'm not on some shut up and dribble type of energy. But what I'm saying is, in times that are crucial, like an upcoming election that literally holds the balance of our futures, especially for the next 4 years or even after that, depending on how it goes down, why are you asking Janet Jackson? Damita Joe. I understand you're doing an interview with her, so you want to ask her the hot button topics. I get that. But the minute that woman looked at you and said, black, who black? I heard she went in black. You should have scrapped that portion of the interview, sir, ma'am. whoever it was, sir, ma'am, you should have scrapped that. Just like when y'all be editing and trying to decide what points you going to put in and what points you going to take out, you should have scrapped that. It's the divisiveness for me. So then today, I told y'all what happened yesterday with the comments that were made and child the internet. The internet was interneting. They was dragging Janet from here all the way down to less the way to Wildville. They was tearing Janet up. Okay. Now, my thing is, I know the internet going internet, but at some point we don't have to like attack people for the things that they do. Just make a personal decision not to F with them no more. That's what I do. You will never catch, well, okay, that one time I attacked Kelly Price. That was wrong. And God has forgiven me for that. But you don't need to go down to the internet and just start harassing people online that don't even know you exist because you don't like something that they have said or done. Just cancel them in your world. Just cancel them in your world. That's all. Next time Janet Jackson, listen, I read that quote yesterday and was like, I'm glad I ain't buy them concert tickets. I'm glad I didn't go see that tour. Because I can't get that money back. That's how I felt about it. Like, I just left it at that. There was no reason for me to get online and start calling Janet Jackson all kind of crazy names, calling her out her name, disrespecting her, like one Mr. D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley went in on Janet Jackson like he got a clean Carfax report. He read her for filth. But let the record show in my Claire Huxtable voice, it wasn't that long ago that D.L. Hughley was dragging Kamala Harris his damn self. He allowed himself grace to see the light. Why Janet can't get no grace to see the light? I'm just saying. Because he went in on Janet Jackson like she had gave him some coochie cat. And he tried to call her the next day and she had changed her phone number. It was given, I got a crush and you didn't call me back. It's given, I was feeling you, you wasn't feeling me with either hand. He had been literally, that came across like he had been sitting on that. Like, you ever have somebody that play you and you be like, oh, I can't wait till this try me and I'm going to air this whole thing out. That's what DL was given. Because, bro, you can't be that mad. And at the same time, you disrespecting another black woman by defending another one. Now, where in the playbook does that say that's okay? What part of the game is that? Michael Jones said DL apologized. I don't know if he apologized or not because I've been out shopping all day. I just got home. So let me rewind. So before I went out for the day to be normal, close my laptop, close my computer to go out to be normal. Okay. But before I did that, I saw a headline that came across. You know, I told you I get the little alerts. And I got an alert that said, Janet Jackson apologized for her remarks about Kamala Harris. And I was like, okay, see, sometimes we just say things. I have said things out loud that I knew the Lord was going to G-check me for. And I was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. So I saw Janet Jackson had issued an apology through her rep or whatever. And I was like, okay, JJ. Okay, Janet Jackson. Oh, Michael said he apologized to Vice President Harris. Oh, yeah. I do remember that apology. He did it at the DNC. So, yeah, that's what Michael was talking about. Thank you for the clarity, Michael. I wrote Janet Jackson apologized. Whole thing. Okay, boom, bet. Sorry, Lord turned the lights out on me. So I did the post and I was like, all right, bet. So maybe people will raise up off of Janet now. Maybe things will start dying down. She, you know, according to this statement, she recognized where she fumbled, and, you know, she will be more proactive in educating herself before she just jump out in the middle of the street and start hollering out stuff, especially when it comes to people's race. Okay, so I go out and I'll be normal. I spend more money than I should have. I'm going to pray about that later. Okay. I get home, and the first headline I see is, Janet Jackson did not apologize. We don't know who this man is that's jumping out saying that Janet Jackson apologized. He is not her manager. Randy is the manager. So we don't know who this man is. So Janet did not apologize. Y'all, I'm tired of this church. I am tired of the Church of Jackson. I am tired. I am tired. I'm like, y'all, as if this situation couldn't get more embarrassing by the moment. You said what you said. They said you apologize. I'm like, bet. So maybe we can start to heal and mend and come back together and this, that, and the third. And now next thing you know, well, she didn't apologize. We don't know who old boy is that jumped out the window talking about he's speaking on behalf of her for the manager. Okay. All right. I'm tired. I wrote the post because it is my responsibility when I put out information. If there's follow-up information, it is my responsibility to put out follow-up information so I just don't leave y'all hanging with one version of the story. I did that. I am tapping out of the Church of Janet Jackson. This is no longer my concern. Janet Jackson could think Kamala Harris is a Smurf. She could think she is Smurfette and that her daddy is Papa Smurf. It ain't no more my business. I'm tapping out of this. Because this is getting goofier by the minute. Goofy, just goofy. I'm out. I'm out. I see some of y'all saying, you know, I ain't canceling Janet Jackson. Who asking you to? I know I'm not. I'm not asking you to cancel Janet Jackson. Whatever you decide to do with Janet and Randy and Jermaine. Jermaine. Every time I think about Jermaine, I think about that hairline. But and 3T and all the rest of them, and Paris and Michael and all the, Michael Jr., Prince Michael, whatever the little boy name is. Y'all can do whatever y'all want with the rest of them Jacksons. This here ain't my fight no more. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Janet Jackson will have to get on the internet talking in that little soft baby voice for me to write something else about this. She gonna have to get on there either whispering or, hey guys, this, that, and the third. Now, here's what I also find interesting, because you know I look at the big picture. Janet Jackson did that interview. I don't know how far back, but it wasn't recently. Why did they wait to drop that interview now, knowing she and her family are grieving the loss of Tito? Because the media gonna media, baby. At the end of the day, the Guardian getting all them clicks. The media gonna media. The media waited to drop her saying that crazy ass shit about Kamala Harris while the family is distracted mourning a loved one. Thank you so much for the stars, Monique and Baklava. Thank you so much. I appreciate the stars. But y'all got to like keep your third eye open right here where I got my frown lines. Keep your third eye open. Everything is a bigger play. All of it. Whether you agree with what Janet said or you did not agree with what Janet said, whether you think people are being too hard on her or not, but why was this dropped yesterday? I could turn an interview around in 24 hours. Why was this dropped yesterday while the Jackson family is mourning? And they too busy to concern themselves with some BS that Janet may or may not have said. I myself fell for the okie doke because it just dawned on me with the timing of it all. Because if I had thought about this earlier, I would have thought to myself, hey, Janet ain't got time to be putting out no statements. Thank you for the stars, Leilani. So just listen, at this point in the game, just keep the Jackson family uplifted in prayer for a number of reasons. But most importantly, the loss of Tito. They are mourning a loved one, okay? So let's keep the Jackson family in prayer. And then if you want to sprinkle a little bit more prayers on, you know, Janet for knowledge, for clarity, for Googles, You know, you can do that for Janet too. Okay? So let's close the chapter on Janet and Kamala. And hopefully DL ate a Snickers because he acting out real bad right now. I saw the commercials. They said when you eat a Snickers, you come back to yourself and you act a little better. So let's hope that DL get his hands on a Snickers. Okay? Okay. All right, y'all, let's talk about Kim Porter's alleged book. Kim's Lost Words. So apparently this book came out earlier this month, but I wasn't paying attention because I've got bigger fish to fry in my personal life, okay? But there have been rumblings ever since Kim's passing. There's been rumblings of a memoir, a book, a manuscript, a journal entry, a Bible verse. There's just been so much chatter about this alleged book, manuscript, whatever, what have you, that Kim Porter was writing. Some of you tried to attribute it to, how do I want to say this respectfully? Some of you tried to say that her death may have been connected to her allegedly releasing this book. I hope y'all know where I'm going with this. Okay, cool. I'm trying to be respectful. So then it was like, yeah, the book exists. No, the book doesn't exist. Yeah, it exists. Here's an excerpt. Here's a clip. Here's, you know, this excerpt from the book leaked online. And y'all, all the way up until yesterday, I was Ray Charles to it. I was like, I'm not buying into this because how can you validate it? How can you validate it? It would take Kim's mama or her daddy to come out and say, this is legit. These are Kim's words. I know how my daughter speaks or writes and or something. I'm going to need either the mama or the daddy to legitimize. And no. So other than that, I was Ray Charles to it. I'm like, I'm not believing all this hoopla about this book. Then her bestie, Ebony Electra, one of Kim's besties, because Kim had a really good group of good girlfriends, right? So Ebony Electra came out in July and she was like, she basically went on like a little rant, like, you know, basically calling out the demons and the devils on the planet Earth who try to push this narrative about a book. The book does not exist. It's so mean and it's so evil and whatever, and it's mean-spirited and just a plot from the pits of hell and all this stuff that these people are trying to say this book exists. So I was like, all right, bet. If Ebony Electra said, okay, I'm gonna kind of take a word for it. In the same sense of if Kamora Lee Simmons came forward and said something, I'm gonna kind of take her word for it because I know for a fact that they was like this. Well, y'all, this book comes out. Diddy is locked up. The baby oil all over the floor. He can't get out of jail on bond. It's just a hot ass mess right now, right? For the Combs family. Okay. Well, then next thing you know, everyone's talking about this book. Number one seller on Amazon. But I was like, hold on, the number one seller on Amazon, y'all selling the book? Where's the proceeds going? If the book is a number one seller, where's the proceeds going? Is it going into some type of, what is it called? Estate for the twin girls? Like, where is this money going from the book sales? Who put the book out? So they said whoever the guy's name is who put the book out. I can't recall necessarily who put the book out, the guy's name, but it is on icecreamconvos.com. You know, I am detail oriented on the website, but my brain don't necessarily be sticking with me when I'm going live. But the details are on icecreamconvos.com. But anyway, he claims that someone very close to Kim provided him with this flash drive. And from this flash drive, he and Kim, you know, he worked with Kim's words to release this book. Okay. The book is the number one seller on Amazon. Just put a pin in that because I'm going to come back to that. Okay. So I'm ignoring the book still. I'm still Ray Charles to the BS. I'm Ray Charles to the BS because I know how hungry people are to like satisfy the cravings for some more salacious information, something like it's at the point now where people want the whole Carfax report on Diddy. And the wild part is, if you have been paying attention since the 1990s, you already got the report. I don't need it aggregated in some type of false book or possibly true book. I don't know. But anyway. But people are so hungry. Like, go to Twitter. Look at the tweets. Like 20,000 tweets, 17,000, 20,000 Diddy tweets, 17,000 Kim Porter tweets, 18,000 Cassie tweets. People are absolutely consumed with this whole Diddy situation. I told y'all the other day, Diddy ain't about to run my life. My website ain't about to be Diddy every 5 minutes. I saw websites telling me that this what Diddy eating in jail. I've been to jail. You ain't got to tell me what they feed you in jail. You ain't got to tell me. Why should it matter to me? Are we going to protest if he not getting like a full course meal? If he not getting his vegetables and his fruits and his protein and all that, are we going to protest on his behalf? Why should we care what he getting in jail? What, like, people are the media is trying to feed y'all every single piece of foolishness. As long as Diddy name is in the headline, y'all gonna click. I literally sit and wait and try to, because I'm not gonna be writing about Diddy all day. Y'all just let me know. Like I told one of my friends today, I am only interested in the current season of the Diddy story. I'm not going back to watch past seasons. I don't need to catch up. I was there. I lived it. Lived it in the sense of I was living and watched from afar in real time. I never had no baby oil dripping on me. I ain't on nobody's tapes, and I ain't never had no baby oil dripping on me. I'm an oil of a lay kind of girl. But what I'm saying is, I'm not about to be consumed with this. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, you are allowing yourself to be consumed with someone who is possibly an alleged predator, and all of the other things. Why? At this point, hey, just let me know when the trial start. Let me know if Court TV gonna televise it, and I'll pull up. I don't need no day to day. I don't need to know what color his little jumpsuit is in jail. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know who else been in this particular prison. I don't need to know the conditions of this prison. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. Diddy has been out here on borrowed time doing God knows what for almost 3 decades. He only been in jail for about 72 hours. And y'all, well, no, he got locked up. It's been longer than 72 hours because he got locked up on Monday. And next week about to be Monday. Tomorrow about to be Monday again. So about a week. But we got bigger fish to fry right now. But back to this book. So I had been ignoring the book, y'all. I wasn't studying the book. I was like, listen, if y'all want to go put money in this man's pocket without even knowing if he's telling y'all the truth, have at it. Do you. It's your world. I just live in it. Right? But then I got a bat signal from one of my good girlfriends. And she said, friend, look at this. She said, I'll be sure. Posted and deleted this. She said, the devil worked fast, but my screenshot worked faster. I said, baby, send it to me. Let me see. So she sends it to me. And it's a screenshot of Al B. Shore basically co-signed the book. Because Al B. Shore has been subliminally telling us for years. Well, has he been telling us for years? I haven't been paying attention to Al B. Shore for years. Well, yes, for years. Because ever since Kim Porter passed, I remember when he jumped out on social media and said that Kim was murdered. I do remember that because I took a screenshot. So I do remember that. And then after that, he basically had been alluding to and dropping subliminal messages and, subbing Diddy. And then he went as far as to imply that Diddy had something to do with his very, very serious coma that he was in, that it had nothing to do with him suffering kidney failure and all the other things he was going through, that it was Diddy who put him in the coma. But he would not say it was Diddy. But anytime Al B. Shore wanted all eyes on him and he wanted a little bit of attention, he would start throwing subliminal messages at Diddy. Now, here's what irks me as a grown-up. I'm going to need all the grown-ups in the room to come to the front. The immature ones, y'all can go in the back. I got refreshments and I got fruit snacks back there and I got Capri Suns and all the things that y'all like. But I need all the grown-ups to come to the front of this chat. If you ain't willing to stand on business and call somebody out by their name, just keep it to yourself. Do your mouth like this. If you can't stand on business and call somebody out by their name, I see people on social media trying to sub me. I saw another blogger on Facebook trying to sub me. Was it last week or the week before? And I could tell by the context clues that they were talking about me just based off the context clues, timing, and all the things. But guess what I didn't see? My name. Ain't got nothing to do with me. If you ain't gonna stand on business and say Xaviera, if you ain't gonna stand on business and say Ice Cream Convos, Ice Cream Conversations, Ice Cream Conversations LLC, if you really bout it, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't watch Al Be Sure sit on this internet for years subbing Diddy. It is D-I-D-D-Y. You could even spell daddy and act like it was a typo and we would figure out who you're talking to. But you wouldn't even put daddy on the thing. Just subbing. Nicki Minaj doing the same thing over to Twitter. Subbing the hell out of Jay-Z, subbing the hell out of Steve Stout, subbing the hell out of Stephen A. Smith. She was even subbing Beyonce at one point in time. If the grown-ups use names. That's all I got to say about that. We grown around here. So if you don't call out a name, I don't have time. I never wanted to be a detective. And I'm not a mind reader. And I'm not going to sit up here trying to break the code of whatever the hell you trying to say on the internet because you don't have the balls or the boobs or anything else in between in your nether region to just call out somebody by their name. Call out people by their name so that they can respond to you directly. You go out in the middle of the street and be like, yo, y'all make me sick. All right, who the fuck is y'all? Go outside and be like, yo, Xaviera make me sick. And I'm going to pull up and be like, would you like some aspirin, Pepto-Bismol, ginger ale, and some crackers, saltine crackers to be exact? Since you feeling so sick. Because we could play doctor or I could put you in the ER. Which one would you like? Stand on business. So anyway, I'll be sure. Post a screenshot of the book. And he goes on in the corner. And which really drives me crazy is he talks about himself in third person. So he wrote the little quote. And he started talking about how from 2009 to 2018, y'all said I'll Be Sure was crazy. And he tried to tell y'all about how the evil or something. It's on icecreamconvos.com. I can't remember the junk verbatim, but it's over there. So he goes on this little mini rant in the corner of his Instagram story, basically saying, I told y'all N-words and now y'all want to listen to me. Now that it done hit the fan. He felt vindicated by the book. So I'm like, now if LB is co-signing this book, there may be some validity to it, but I'm not saying that there is because I will not encourage anyone to spend money on something that I can't prove is real. But for a second, for me, Xaviera, I thought to myself, now, I'll Be Sure is posting about this book. There must be some validity to it. So I started doing my Googles. Because, baby, one thing I'm going to do, or one thing I ain't going to do, is pay for something I can get for free. So I started doing my Googles. And let me tell y'all something. If you want information on something, you can either go to icecreamconvos.com if it's celebrity news and entertainment related, or you can go to the streets of a little nice town called Reddit. And I slipped and slid right into the streets of Reddit, and I was like, goo, yep, y'all got that Kim book? And they was like, yep, right over here. And they started giving me the excerpts. And I started reading the excerpts. And I was like, this read like one of them good old, messy, nasty novels. Like, what's a good messy novel that I used to like, what's that man's name that wrote the book that the men used to be cheating on their women with other men and all that, like just them good old nasty, messy books. Like something like a little Zane nasty something book, right? But we dealing with real people and real names and so on and so forth. So I'm like, oh. So I'm reading and I'm like, okay, no, this not so. Elin Harris, Sheila, thank you. Sharonda, thank you. Oh yeah, Cookie, I read Superhead book too. But so it reads like an Elin Harris novel, right? So I'm like, okay, reading little excerpts here, there, and then I got to an excerpt. One of the excerpts that I read, and again, let me preface this by saying, I have no way of proving that what I am about to share with you is actual factual information. I am just relating to you an excerpt that I read from an alleged book that is allegedly supposed to be real. Are we all, please say, I understand in the comments, just to let me know y'all locked in. Just let me know you understand. Cause I don't want nobody coming back to me later saying, Esquire, something, we demand you take this video down because you said, no, we not doing that. We not doing that. Thank you, Denzel. So, basically this excerpt talked about how Kim Porter, she was feeling Tupac. And in the book, this alleged book, she alleges that she slept with Tupac. But she also alleges that in the alleged book, because I'm going to use a lot of words allege, right? Thank y'all for letting me know y'all understand. I love you. That Diddy got into some like, yo, Kim bad, ain't she? And Pac was like, hell yeah, she bad. And he was like, basically asked Pac, like, if he think he can put the meat on her better than him. And Kim, in the book, she said, I'm going to say she instead of Kim, because then that way I'm not saying that it's her actual words. In the book, she says that Diddy basically started propositioning her to Pac. And Pac was like, yo, don't disrespect her like that. So Diddy was saying, well, you think you can, clap the cheeks better than me? And Pac was like, what? What type of time you on? So Diddy kept on allegedly pushing this narrative of, you think you can clap her cheeks better than me? Because how about you clap the cheeks and then I clap the cheeks and then we see who clapped the cheeks better? Sir, what? Pac was like, what? Now, the way this book is written, one would be led to believe that this particular clappage of the cheeks and the challenge to clap the cheeks at the same damn time was the catalyst for the fallout between Pac and Bad Boy. Because then the excerpt says that she walked into the office and overheard Diddy and another person who has already been arrested and convicted and went to jail for alleged murders were in there discussing the demise of Tupac. And from that point forward, she said that Tupac wouldn't even speak to her no more because he like, I don't know what type of time, what type of bullshit y'all on up in here, but I ain't got time for that. I ain't mad at you, but y'all can leave me alone. Okay? So she said at that point, Pac stopped even speaking to her. He stopped even coming around. He stopped dealing with her. And I was like, Now, Cookie brought up a very good point. Why didn't Pac mention that and hit him up? Pac did say, you claim to be a player, but I effed your wife. Everybody assumed it was about Faith. Or was it a double entendre because he done knocked down everything over there at Bad Boy? I don't know. God bless the dead. But then the book gets a little bit more interesting. And this is the part that I said, Albert Brown, a.k.a. Al B. Sure couldn't have possibly read any of this At no point in time in his life. The book goes on to talk about an alleged situation where Diddy propositioned Al B. Sure for a threesome. And she was like, nah, like, this is my baby daddy. If this thing go left, what, like, how is it going to impact our co-parenting, something. But in this book, memoir, Last Words, it alleges that Al B. Sure was with the shit. He was like, well, you know, I do miss that thing. I do miss clapping them things. I do miss clapping. So then, in this book, she allegedly says, well, while she in her spirit knew it probably was a bad idea, the idea of having both of them at the same damn time turned her on a tad bit. So she eventually agreed to it. But baby, what happened? This is the part that Mr. Brown, Mr. Al B. Sure, couldn't have possibly read before he co-signed that book in the streets of social media. The book alleges that once all parties was in agreement that it was going to be a three-way clappage, she got left out. She got left out so much so that she was so taken aback that the book said she ran out the room. And guess what? Them niggas ain't go after her. They was busy. Allegedly. So I'm listening. If not for nothing, at the very, very least, if you give this man that we don't even know who he is, we don't even know him from a family reunion, we don't even know him from a birthday party, we don't even know him from a freak off, okay? We don't know this man from Adam, as my grandmother would say. And he is selling this book that we can't validate, but at the very least, if you feel compelled, if you want to read the story so bad that you gonna give him your hard-earned money, you're gonna be entertained at the very least. Now, whether or not you read in fiction or nonfiction, that's to be determined by the good Lord above, but you will be entertained. Because this is some messy stuff right here. And I still, in my heart of hearts, don't know if what I'm reading is actually true or not. But here's where things start lining up. Remember, Lord, when I cite these sources, y'all gonna be like, all right, girl, I'm clicking off. But I'm just saying, when I pay attention to everything, and I have to use discernment into what I'm going to bring to y'all and what I'm going to leave out there, because I'm not losing no cool points in heaven over this tomfoolery out here. I just came here to kick it with y'all for a little bit before I go down here and wash these dishes and watch my Sunday night shows. But hear me out. Y'all remember when what Jaguar Wright said about Christopher Williams? Don't wake me, I'm dreaming. Girl, don't wake me. Okay, so listen. Y'all remember what Jaguar Wright said about Christopher Williams, right? Raphael, I'm going to tell you what Sunday shows I watch in a minute. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Do y'all remember when I posted on icecreamconvos.com what Christopher Williams said back to Jaguar Wright? Sunday shows for Raphael. I don't know if it's Raphael or Raphael. Either way, I got you, baby. And I apologize if I mispronounced your name. So you remember what Jaguar said about Christopher Williams, right? And do y'all remember what I wrote on icecreamconvos.com, where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news, what Christopher Williams said back to Jaguar? Okay, so Sierra's asking for a recap. So basically, the short version of it is, Jaguar Wright claims that someone that she knows walked in on Christopher Williams, allegedly doing a microphone check, and no concert was involved in Diddy's office. Okay? Christopher Williams was down to the Tom Joyner cruise where he was supposed to be performing, and out of nowhere, he's singing some song, and then he stops, and then he starts going in on Jaguar Wright, calling her all kinds of names and this, that, and the third, right? Then he says he addressed the allegations of him engaging in some type of sexual act with Diddy. And then Christopher Williams says, please, if we were in prison, he would be my, oh shoot, what's the phrase? Because, you know, it's been a long time since I've been in jail. Let me get this phrase right. Hold on. Because if I'm going to give it to y'all, I got to give it to you right. Hold on. Christopher Williams. Yep, I use my own site like a Google search engine. Okay. Christopher Williams said that that Diddy was a P-U-A-N-word, and Jaguar Wright was a crackhead. No, it's not Bottom B Cook. Hold on. He said, don't start that Nino Brown-ish pretty MFer. I done said no Diddy, that punk A N-word. Then he said, they talking about I gave that punk A N-word some head. Jaguar Wright is a crackhead. This is verbatim because I put the video in here too if you didn't believe it. He said, but I'm going to pray for her anyway. I wish an N-word would. I'm from the Bronx. I'll smack Puffy A tomorrow. If we was locked up, he'd be my Maytag. So you know me. I wasn't in jail long enough to learn the lingo. So I immediately went to my bestie, Googles. And I said, Googles, what is a Maytag? And then I put ... prison. Let me give y'all the... Listen, I know some of y'all sitting at home like, a Maytag, babe. What is that? I'm about to tell you. Maytag, a prison term for a young inmate who performs sexual favors for a dominant top in exchange for protection. Thank you for the stars, Sierra. Now, I wanted to ask Christopher what's up, but he already blocked me on Instagram. But I wanted to ask him, out of all the things to say, why would you, a grown-ass man who has already been accused of doing sexual favors, say on Tom Joyner's cruise ship that you would make Diddy your Maytag? Was it Maytag for Maytag? Tag you it, nigga. Why? There are a million things that he could have said. But he said, if we were in prison, he would be my Maytag. First of all, Christopher, who taught you what a Maytag was? Because I didn't know, and I've been to jail. Who taught you what a Maytag was? How did you find out what a Maytag was? Did you Google it too? Why would you want to make Diddy your Maytag? Somebody check Christopher Williams right now for baby oil stains. Check his clothes. Because you know oil stains don't come out when you wash them. I done messed up plenty of clothes cooking and grease get on my clothes and they don't come out. Check his wardrobe for oil stains. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? As my grandbaby always say to me, Chingy, what is going on? What is going on? Why would you say that, Christopher? Why would you say that? Out of all the things in the world to say, why that? But anyway, so that's what the book had allegedly said about I'll Be Sure. And, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna be quiet because I do not want the Lord to block my blessings while I'm trying to entertain y'all. But I'm just saying, even if what I say ain't right, it ain't a lie, it's the truth every time. I pray about it tonight, ask God to forgive me. Be like, Lord, I was just trying to entertain the people. But a Maytag. And my dumb ass like, they got washer and dryers in prison? I don't know. I wasn't in there long enough to learn the lingo. But anywho, like I said, if y'all want to take a chance on that book, it's on you. If I'm gonna blow some money, I'm gonna eat it. Literally, like go somewhere to a restaurant and eat it. I ain't gonna buy no book. I'll let y'all buy the book and then y'all can come tell me what it said. I ain't spending no money on no book, especially not knowing where the money going. Where are the proceeds from this book that was allegedly written by Kim? Where are the proceeds going? Because if it ain't going to her children, I ain't interested. Even if it's true, if it ain't going to her children, I ain't interested. Because that means some third party person or whoever this friend was who gave him this flash drive, they cashing in together. Cahoots. And then here's what's crazy. Another thing that I noticed. Oh, excuse me. Another thing that I noticed was after these excerpts started floating around, Ebony Electra ain't saying nothing else. I was expecting her to be like, oh, in this little current book that's on Amazon, blah, 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 that's fake too. She ain't said nothing. Now I'm sitting on her Instagram like this. Girls, you gonna tell me something. Just say anything to me. Let me know. Let me know what to tell the people. I don't know. And the timing. But someone said the book came out before Diddy even got arrested. But I don't know. All I know is it's the #1 seller on Amazon right now. So y'all is making a perfect stranger rich. And he may be just telling y'all a book full of lies. But here's the other thing. Why Kim children not saying that book ain't real? And I ain't talking about the girls. I don't expect the girls to say anything. They are children. Technically, they are still children. I don't expect them to say anything. But why Christian ain't saying this book ain't real? Why Quincy ain't saying this book ain't real? Listen, they got time because Quincy was down to the Angela Yee doing interviews. Talk about his relationship with I'll Be Sure and said they just homies. That they in a good place, but they homies. They not father, son, they homies. So there's an opportunity to clear the air. It's just not being taken. I would even take a picture of a book on Instagram and a cap next to it. Like, book is cap. You ain't got to go into no long drawn out explanation for me, but why y'all not shutting that down? Y'all too busy down to the courthouse trying to get the baby oil king out. And meanwhile, these stories that allegedly came from your mother all over the place. You get what I'm saying? Like, multitask, babies. Multitask. But again, it's none of my business. I just created a platform where I share celebrity news and entertainment to provide for my family. But I try to give the same respect and everything I can on my website. I give everybody. When I come to these lives, I'm going to be me. So, but why Kim Daddy ain't even say it ain't real? He came out to say he was appalled by Cassie's video, but why you ain't say this book ain't real? Shut down the sales on it if it ain't real about your daughter. Shut down. But maybe he don't know. Maybe he can't validate whether or not it's real. But if anything, if somebody brought me a flash drive that allegedly belonged to Kim Porter, knowing how high profile she is and how high profile her death is, and they were like, hey, Kim told me in the event of her death, she want this book published. You know who the first person I'm calling? Her family. I will not be swag surfing in the pits of hell behind no coin because I want to be the first person to put out Kim's business. I'm going to her family. I'm talking to her family. I'm letting her family look at it first. I'm letting her family validate what they can and can't validate, because that woman definitely talked to her family about anything that was going on. So but everybody quiet. That's what's baffling to me. Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. So I know if your curiosity is getting the best of you, and I saw some girl on Twitter today was like, ooh, I cried through this whole thing. What you crying for? I mean, I understand the empathy and all that, but girl, well, I mean, sometimes we read fiction and cry, so I guess. All right, let's move along. Chingy. Which one of y'all gonna pay Chingy light bill next month? Who gonna pay Chingy light bill next month? Because y'all done embarrassed this man to the point of him losing a check. Y'all better have all the coins and pork chops for Chingy next month on the 1st of October. Y'all better have that man rent money ready on the 1st of October, because y'all done embarrassed him to the point that he done pulled out of the LGBTQIA EFG event down to the Republicans in Nashville coming up on the 29th. The red, white, and rock event. Y'all, it's so funny to me. Like, I know politics divide us, okay? Politics divide the community, the nation. Okay, I get it. I totally get it. And I had to have a real come to Jesus moment with myself and really realize that I judge people based off of their political stance. I do. And I know that may not be right, because some people may have a certain political stance for personal, professional, whatever reasons. But I do judge. I do. I do judge people. And I am not afraid to say that. I think I'm a little bit embarrassed by it, but I do. I do. And so when that flyer hit the internets, Quinta Brunson's internet to be exact, and I saw the flyer and I saw Changalang right there in the first little block thing, and then Donald Trump Jr. in the next little block, and then some other various Caucasian people around the rest of the flyer. I said, now what the hell is this? And there was so many layers to it, and I'm going to try to do it without losing points in heaven. The first layer that jumped out at me was, YTF is Chingy performing at a Republican event with Donald Trump Jr.? Did he not see what happened to all the other Black artists who aligned themselves, and Black celebrities who have aligned themselves with the Trump family? Did he not see the backlash and the criticism that these particular people received after aligning themselves with the Republican Party and or Trump? And here's the thing. As far as the politics are concerned, I don't even think the venom is necessarily for the Republican Party. The venom is Donald Trump being the head or the main guy of the Republican Party who is seeking re-election. So it's like, skip the Republic. You just support Trump. That's the way people rationalize it. Like, oh, you a Trumper. Okay, bet. Say less. All right. Put my pork chops back in the freezer. Right there. You ain't getting none of this, right? So I'm like, okay. He has seen what Chrisette Michele went through. He has seen what Amber Rose, the venom Amber Rose has received. And then you gonna go down to the Nashville. I think he didn't think they was gonna put out a flyer. I think Chingy didn't think they was going to put out a flyer. I promise you, he couldn't have known they were going to put a flyer right there. He couldn't have. Or either he didn't care. But baby, they ate his ass up. They chomp on Chingy's ass all through the streets of social media. And then he tried to pop out and get sassy about it. Basically talking about he about his coin and this, that, and the third. And he don't care about no politics. Sir, that cannot be that can't be the equation. You can't, I don't care about something, but I'm going to show up. Really? So if it was a Ku Klux Klan rally and they had a check for your ass, you would go down there. I love it when you do that right there for your little check. Is that what you're telling me? All that other stuff don't matter. You just there to collect a check. Because them little tunes you had going on ain't tuning the way that you think they tuning back how they was tuning back in the day. So it's just about the check. Is that what you want me to believe, Mr. Changalang? So I saw the flyer and I was like, oh, snap. So I immediately went to Twitter because I knew it was up. I went to Twitter. I brought snacks and cold pops for everybody because I knew the party was popping on Chingy's ass on Twitter. So I went over there. And as I expected, they was chewing him up. So he popping off, trying to defend himself in the best way possible in the particular situation he found himself in. And I was like, you know what? I'm not about to say nothing mean to this man. Let Chingy go on down there and do whatever it is that he need to do to keep the lights on. Like I said at the beginning of this live, there's no reason to go on social media and attack people and harass people. Because I can't even cancel Chingy because, like, it's almost like, oh, we boycotting, we boycotting BET Plus. And I'll be like, say less, I'm a boycott too. I can't even join the boycott because I never subscribed. That's how I feel about Chingy. Baby, I can't even boycott you or cancel you because I didn't subscribe. So all I could do is just sit around for the banter. Like, it's not like I'm going to go down to the store and be like, excuse me, Best Buy, can I get my money back for this right there single? Ma'am, sir. But here's the thing. And here's what I was thinking about today in my quiet time. Because I really think about, I look at these situations as someone who writes celebrity news and entertainment. Of course, the first time I hear a story, I think about the celebrity news and entertainment value of it. How can I present this story to my ICC friends as factual as possible while keeping it entertaining and while keeping them engaged? Boom. After I do that, then I sit back and look at the human side of it. And I thought to myself, Chingy his decisions have impacted his career in the most negative way possible. Like, Chingy's career is like that chick who went and got a perm because she wanted her hair laid and the perm ended up burning her hair out. Like, that's how Chingy's career has come across. The first poor decision was taking a photo with Sydney Starr. Now, mind you, that was an innocently poor decision, but he made it nonetheless. He took a picture with Sydney Starr. Sydney Starr flipped it around and said that they was dating and carrying on and so on and so forth. And it derailed his career because at that time, people weren't as accepting of members of the LGBTQIA community. And God forbid a rapper be dating or sleeping with a transgender woman. So that completely derailed his career to the point where he on Instagram doing Wednesday wisdom or Wisdom Wednesdays. I don't need no wisdom from you, Mr. Changalang. There, you have not made one solid decision that I feel like I need your wisdom. Not near. Wednesday wisdom, or wisdom Wednesday, whatever the hell it is. Why are you giving people advice? So then when he got the little, what is it called? The unsung on TV1. Shout out to TV1 for giving him the unsung. This is your opportunity to tell your side of the story and a chance to revive your career. And what do? You hop on the docket to perform at a Trump rally. But the kicker is, you told us all this time that this transgender girl lied on you and derailed your career, but then you sign on to perform at an LGBTQ event. So are you trying to tap into the audience or what, Chingy? Like, what's going on? What's going on, Sugar? What's going on? Try Chingy, bye. So by the time I wake up this morning, y'all done harassed the man so damn bad. He said, you know what? Forget it. I'm not doing the performance. I hope y'all happy. I'm cool. I got my rent money. Well, my mortgage money. I don't do rent no more. But I got my mortgage money. And my light bill already paid in advance. So don't let me talk you into the dark. And don't let them other people talk you into the dark, Chingy. Because you know your pockets. He said, I ain't about to be mixed up in this mess. Well, sir, the only person who put you in that mess is you. Or your manager that agreed to you to do this thing. So it is what it is. That's all I have to say about that. So the Lord turned the lights out on me. That was kind of smooth. I was like, that's all I got to say about that. And then the lights dimmed. I like that. All right, y'all. Yesterday, I finished Monster on Netflix with the Menendez brothers. I finished Monster. Pretty good series. What I enjoyed the most about the series? The Milli Vanilli tunes. Girl, you know it's true. When they played Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You at that damn woman's funeral, I was in here hollering. I had to ask God to forgive me for cracking up at a funeral scene. I ain't gonna spoil it. That's all I'm gonna say. But it was a good series. My only complaint about the series, I was familiar with the story. Because I was 19 years old when it went down. But I guess I didn't really pay attention to it. And that's why I was interested in watching the series, to kind of get the details. And I do understand that, what's his name? Ryan Murphy, what Ryan does, he gives you the main story, but he's going to add some razzle dazzle in for entertainment purposes and so on and so forth. But my biggest complaint about the series is I still walked away just as confused as I did when it first happened. I still don't know if the parents really did what they said they did to them. I still don't know, or I'm still not convinced of the true motive of the killings of their parents. So I still don't know, but it was a darn good watch. But again, the soundtrack was soundtracking. Hey now, the dream is over. The soundtrack was soundtracking. Mr. Murphy, you did your big one on that soundtrack. But again, I didn't walk away from it like, oh, okay, their daddy definitely did those things to them. Their mama definitely did those things to them. Or, oh, they just wanted the bread. And they just lied about everything else. I'm just as confused now as I was when I pressed play in the beginning. So, but it was a darn good watch. All right. So Raphael asked, what's my Sunday night shows? So on Sunday night, I watched Tulsa King on Paramount Plus. But Tulsa King is so good. It is so good. Tulsa King is good, good, good. From season 3 started tonight. And I started from season 3 earlier today But then that's when the Janet Jackson apology story came out and I had to pause it and go into that. So From season 3 is out. From is a great, great series. It's on MGM Plus. If you have not watched From, please go handle your business. Tulsa King is now streaming on Paramount Plus. And listen, don't sleep on Paramount Plus. Handle your business on Paramount Plus. If you do not have Paramount Plus, I don't know if I still have, I have a code for you to try it free, right? So either you can get it now and just play catch up and run through the shows, or either you can wait for the full season to come out, get the code from me to try it free for 30 days, and then binge watch the whole series and back out real fast where they tap your wallet. Just saying. Because I got a plan. Baby, I keep a plan. But if you need that code for Paramount Plus, hit me up on the side and be like, yo, what's up? You got that code for Paramount Plus? And be like, baby, I got the code for you, baby. I got the code. What you need? What you need? So, From Tulsa King. And then I have some other shows that I'm currently watching that I really, really enjoy. So let's go through it real quick. I'm watching Power Ghost 2. Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, the final episodes. So I'm wrapping up that series. I am also watching 3 Women on Stars. That series is good. And it stars Shailene Woodley and DeWanda Wise. Baby, let me tell you something about DeWanda Wise. DeWanda Wise is fine as frog hair. When I met her, it left quite a bit to be desired when I met her. We didn't have the best encounter when I met her, but baby, she fine and she can act. And her and Blair Underwood are married in this series, and they are a couple who bring people into, they be having baby oil. Her and her husband be having little freak offs at the house. So baby, listen. So I was here for that. So that's on Stars as well. So Power Book 2 and 3 Women are on Stars. Then there is also Aaron Hernandez on FX. Aaron Hernandez, that is back. Not back, but it's another Ryan Murphy series, and it's American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez. So it's going to give you the story about Aaron Hernandez. So that's going to be good. Then, speaking of FX, because see, I go by station. You know what I'm saying? So then when you get to FX, The Old Man Season 2 is back, baby. The Old Man, that show's so goddamn good. And if you missed out on The Old Man, please slide over to Hulu real quick. Don't walk, run over to Hulu and watch the first season of The Old Man. And you going to come back and be like, okay, bet Zavi. I see what you did right there. So season 2 of The Old Man is underway. But it's current, you know, it's a week-to-week type thing. You can't binge season 2 yet, but you can go get your season 1 on real nice. Now, for those of y'all who still not sure about Paramount Plus yet, next month, Lioness season 2 comes back, babe. If you don't know about Special Ops Lioness, but they done dropped the Special Ops, now it's just called Lioness. If you don't know about Lioness, baby, you can't talk to me. Close it up. I don't want to hear it. If you don't know about Lioness, don't talk to me. That show's so goddamn good. I love good TV. So it's to the point now where I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed. But listen, if you follow icecreamcombos.com and if you rock with me on this Facebook page, you know I'm going to tell you when something coming on TV. Just like the new Matlock coming on tonight, so don't slip. As a matter of fact, I think it come on in about 15 minutes. The new Matlock come on tonight with Kathy Bates. And Kathy Bates said this her last hurrah, baby. So y'all better get all y'all little Kathy Bates in. Get your Kathy Bates in. Matlock. Coming on tonight, CBS. And then next month, we gonna get Papa's House with Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr. Y'all, did y'all see the key art that I posted for that? Baby, Damon Wayans is so fine. And Junior is so cute. I would pull up to their house with baby oil. And would talk about your mammy. What? Pull right up over there with some Johnson & Johnsons. Hey, Mr. Damon. You want to play slip and slide, Mr. Damon? Damon Wayans fine. Don't play with me. He got gray hair like I got gray hair. Okay. The last thing that I want to say, because my husband is texting me. Hold on, let me text him back real quick. Let me see. Okay. There. Okay. The last thing that I want to say, it's more like a little PSA for the Ice Cream Convos community. Can y'all please be nice to each other? I know I feel like I sound like Ellen DeGeneres. But no, I'm not asking you to be kind. I'm just asking you to be nice to each other. I saw a few comments that I was disappointed in recently, where some of you were a little mean to others because you had a difference of opinion. And listen, I understand that some of the most popular blogs in the internet sphere have comment sections that are full of people cutting the fool, showing their natural black, brown, and purple asses, and talking to each other crazy and bickering and all that other stuff. Can we just be nice to each other? Like, this the ice cream shop. We in here kicking it. We might be a little lactose intolerant, but we in here kicking it. And I feel like every person's opinion matters, whether or not we agree with them or not. And if you don't agree with it, it's as simple as just being like, cha, and scroll on. There's no reason to be mean to one another. I casually blocked about 10 of y'all today without warning. Well, if I blocked you, you're probably not seeing this, but I casually blocked about 10 people today. Just for just being mean-spirited and hateful to other people who were just on the page trying to have fun and share. Y'all know, don't nobody cut up in the comments like me. I'm here for a good time and a long time, Lord willing. So let's just be nice to each other. It costs you nothing to be nice. And it is absolutely free 99 to ignore somebody that you ain't feeling. Can we just please be nice to each other? Because if you don't be nice, I'm going to block you. Because for every one mean-spirited person I move out, 5 good energy people come in. I don't care about quantity. I care about quality. Okay? So that's my benediction. But I love y'all. And to all the people who this is your first time coming to one of my chats, God bless you. God bless you for hanging in there with me. And God bless you for tolerating me. But just thank you to all of my ride or die ICC friends who hold me down each and every single day. Welcome to all the new ICC friends who came into tonight's chat. Welcome to all the new ICC friends who are following the page. Welcome to our family. I love you guys very much. Just be nice to each other. Thank you so much to all of my beautiful ICC besties who sent me stars. Yeah, I just want God to just bless y'all and take care of y'all. And let's just be nice to each other because it's crazy outside. It's real crazy outside. So at least we can come in here and have fun and share our thoughts, views, and opinions. And at the end of the day, it's just all jokes, okay? All right, so I love y'all. I'm getting ready to go wash these dishes and watch my shows, okay? So I'll catch up with y'all this week. All right.